Так, давайте посмотрим, что нам хочет сказать профессор Фиг.
I received your owl. I was able to speak with Lodgok, the goblin I mentioned before.
What did you learn?
He and Ranrock were close once, but they had a falling out.
You believe he can be trusted?
Ну, вообще, сложно сказать. Я не знаю, честно, можно тому гоблину доверять или нет. Мы особо не знаем ничего про этого гоблина. Если он был раньше друзьями с тем злым гоблином Ранроком, хз даже. Сложно сказать.
He seemed trustworthy. Difficult to know, really. But Sirona Ryan trusts him.
Well, that's something, I suppose. Supposing he can be trusted, will he help us get to Ranrock?
I retrieved a stolen helm he hopes to return to Ranrock in order to regain his confidence.
You have been busy. Let's hope your efforts result in our learning something about Ranrock's plans.
Lodgok did mention that Ranrock is searching for something, but he couldn't say what. Perhaps that helm will yield some answers.
Ranrock is searching for something. I feared as much. I've heard an unusual amount of activity, goblins and wizards, I surmise, when visiting my portrait at my castle.
Так,
Rookwood Castle.
замок
My
Руквуда.
former residence, yes. That castle is also the location of your next trial.
У меня плохие новости.
I'm sorry to tell you that Victor Rookwood, evidently your descendant, is a dark wizard in league
У
with
меня для
Ranrock.
вас
My
хуёвые
descendant,
новости, сэр.
a dark wizard. I'm afraid we've no time to waste. Despite the obstacles that clearly await you, you must get to Rookwood Castle immediately. Not only is it the location of the next trial, it is home to a source of power that would be devastating in the wrong hands. I do wish we had the luxury of time. However, I do not doubt your abilities. Find my portrait there as soon as you can.
Very well, sir. I'm on my way.
Best of luck.
Тебе очень понравилась игра? Да я не могу сказать, что она мне очень понравилась. Нормальная игра.
Rookwood Castle.
Не могу сказать, что прям она мне нравится. Если сравнивать с какими-нибудь другими тайтлами, которые мне очень сильно зашли, типа того же God of War Ragnarok, то это, конечно, ну, раза в два по импрессиону для меня хуже. Ну, где-то так, не знаю. Но, типа, игра неплохая все равно. Окей.
What's going on here?
Oh,
Professor Rookwood was right. The place is crawling with Victor Rookwood's lot and Ranrock's loyalists. They're working together, all right, but it is not a friendly alliance. I'm sure you'll agree that we need to find a way in other than the front gate. Let's go.
Так, проберитесь в замок. Нам нужно найти какой-то потайной лаз. Через задний вход, либо через погреб какой-нибудь, да? Давайте сейчас их аккуратненько убьем.
We could take every child we find to Ranrock. Eventually we may get the right one.
It's Totalis.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Блин, спел куда-то улетел, ебеня.
Expelliarmus, Leviosa. Descendo. Incendio.
Блин, вот мне нравится в этой игре, как они прям произносят заклинания. Кайф испытываю от того каждый раз, когда он говорит «Petrificus totalus».
Stop Ranrock's rebellion!
Could do with a nice mushroom stew about now.
Вот эти вот приближения камеры на какого-то гоблина или какого-то усиленного противника, знаете, что мне напоминают? Какую игру? Как она называется там? Shadow of Mordor, по-моему, да? Там тоже такие были приближения камеры к оркам, когда ты какого-то военачальника орков встречаешь. Shadow of War, да.
Up there. That's our way in.
Так, заберем Лутецкий здесь. Слушай, здесь что-то можно... А, здесь можно просто перебраться. Ну-ка.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Warner Brothers, да. Ой, здесь какой-то крутой противник есть, кстати, по-моему.
If I'd known your plan was to dig up half the
I
country.
wouldn't have to dig if you could simply manage to bring me the child.
We wouldn't need the child if you hadn't sent a dragon to retrieve the container. I spent months and countless ministry favors.
Смотрите, злодеи повздорили, что?
You
Перепалка
let them board the
злодеев?
carriage. My options were limited once I knew it would be inconveniently beyond my reach at that infernal school.
Have you not acquired enough power here? I allowed you to tunnel under my family home.
Allowed me? You are here only because you are descended from a keeper and may at some point inadvertently become valuable. We had an agreement. I will share with you the power that I discovered if you locate the stores of magic that are yet to be found. So, unless you want another demonstration of my power, a power that you one day hope to wield,
Рук вот чисто на подсосичек у этого габла. Может, мы, кстати, сейчас прям с ним будем сражаться в его замке? Звучит логично довольно-таки.
We already knew they were after you, but now we know they're digging for stores of magic.
And Ranrock knows about the Keepers.
Yes, I caught that too. Professor Rookwood said that you'd understand more once you complete the next trial.
Let's get into that castle.
Так, это что за залупен?
Any special words you want me to pass on to your mum?
Мужик, ты типа крутой, да? А как насчет... Нихера, он типа гигачат.
Incendio.
I won't rest.
Incendio.
Flash of inspiration.
Confringo. Accio. Incendio.
Так, надо отойти. Куда-нибудь подальше.
Glacius. Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Descendo. Defender.
Ау!
Expelliarmus. Levioso. Descendo. Defender.
Is that the best you can do? So close.
Descendo. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Descendo.
Is that the best you can do? I'll have to your grave before your next You stop that right now.
Блин, как же много врагов здесь. Ух, нам нужно получше, мне кажется, камбухи как-то расставить. У меня не совсем идеально расставленные камбухи.
This must be it. The store of
Revelio.
and the source of Ranrock's power.
It looks empty. If they've taken all of it, why are they still here?
Ranrock
Это
said
древний
there's more
артефакт.
to be found, and if he's right about that, it may or may not be located here. Wherever it is, we need to find it before they do. Where is that portrait?
I heard something. I was hoping that was you.
О, Чарльз Рубут, вот он. Легендарный наряд. Зашибок.
Professor Rookwood, the goblins and dark wizards who've overrun your castle are digging for stores of magic and have broken open some sort of container.
No. Things are more dire than I could have imagined. If, as you told Percival, a goblin in his vault was wielding a powerful magic, then they have somehow learned. It cannot be.
And sir, they know you were a keeper. Ranrock used the term.
This makes no sense. How did... We shall discuss this later. Right now, you must complete the next trial.
Окей. Но может вы расскажете мне больше?
Sir, surely I've proven myself. In light of what's happened, perhaps you should tell me everything now.
The power you stand to wield must first be fully understood. The trials will ensure that. Power without knowledge is dangerous indeed. In the wrong hands,
We will simply have to outwit Ranrock. And my unfortunate namesake.
Very well, Professor. Tell me where I need to go.
I shall reveal the path.
Ну, скорее всего, да, он же потомок, естественно, он мог слить. Он, тем более, его правая рука, скажем так. Его подсос.
Revelio.
Опа-на. Это надо вытаскивать, походу, отсюда.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Так, вытащили. Давайте посмотрим, куда мы это можем теперь перетащить. А может, нам и не нужно это перетаскивать даже. Может, это просто закрытый был проход. Так. Сэр? О-о. На парирах давайте. Давайте, чисто на парирах, давайте. Готовы? Домой. Посмешище.
Revelio.
Это же живое оружие? Блин, а я не могу его убить? What the fuck?
There's a pillar here, but no ledge near it for me to grab onto. Places. Incendio. Confringo.
Ау!
Places. Incendio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Defender. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Glacius. Incendio. Confringo.
Не будем его ваншотать, я думаю.
Glacius. Incendio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Defender.
Ой, какой дэмэдж лютый.
Glacius. Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Glacius. Incendio. Confringo.
Ау!
Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Glacius. Accio. Incendio. Defender. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Confringo. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Defender.
Жесть. После Экспеллиармуса по ним невероятный урон проходит. Погоди. Погоди, Рокки. Блин, босс тот же самый, серьезно? Я думал, будет что-то новое. О, ничего себе, интересная атака новая. Но после первого раза этот босс просто как бздёх. Как пыль на моих ресничках. А, ну окей. Да нет, так много кто делает на самом деле. Кто пересматривает нарезки или записи. Так, вот они, наши хранители. Подросшая Сидора. Та девочка, которая хотела вылечить своего отца. Она же обладает этой древней магией, как и мы. Так.
Isadora, we are all most intrigued to hear.
We're ready. I've something to show you.
Она вылечила отца, что ли?
Father, these are my colleagues from Hogwarts. Father hasn't spoken since my brother died. On my travels, I confirmed that which I've always believed. That we have the power to take away pain.
Isadora.
Достала из бати какой-то кам и положила его в банку.
What have you done?
I took his pain.
Ему пиздец, походу. Или что происходит?
This is uncharted magic, Isadora. You can only see what has been sealed in the jar, and we do not know what power that may hold. But the traces of that magic are different from what I've seen before.
То есть она нашла способ избавлять от проклятия какого-то древнейшего. Значит, и сестричку Себастьяна можно спасти, но почему-то хранители в шоке были от того, что она на это способна, и, видимо, есть какой-то подвох, так сказать. Есть какие-то негативные стороны в этом. Спойлер? Ну, спойлеры, Рокки Рэм. Не смотри тогда. Конечно, спойлеры жесткие. Сюжет проходим все же.
You're back.
And in one piece, no less. It is good to see you again.
Professor Rookwood told me about what happened at Rookwood Castle.
In light of the dire circumstances in which we find ourselves, it is most fortunate that someone so competent is following this path.
Thank you, Professor. I shall keep the second artifact safe as you've advised.
Good. Are you ready to move on?
ДВ. Вместо «да» мы говорим «дв». «Дв». Что Исидора забрала из сундука своего отца в том воспоминании?
What was the glowing strand that Isadora pulled from her father's chest?
It was pain. You will understand more about her actions.
Погоди, из
as you complete the
сундука,
trials.
блядь? Из какого сундука? Имеется в виду чест из груди, блядь. Из какого сундука? Ёбаный рот, что здесь с переводом происходит? Что за сундук? Алло. Прекрасный сундук впереди. Перевод игры, блядь. Вернись на свои рельсы.
I'm ready for whatever comes next.
In that case, introductions are in order.
Allow me to introduce former Hogwarts headmistress, Neve Fitzgerald.
Так, третья девочка, да? Да. Нифига себе.
How do you do? I must say that I was not entirely surprised to learn that a student had been completing the trials. I've always believed Hogwarts students capable of anything they set their minds to.
Thank you, Professor. It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I am certain that you are more than capable of completing my trial. However, I must first, how shall I say, prepare the location of your next trial.
We trust your judgment, Professor Fitzgerald. You should know better than anyone how to manage the inconvenience of, well...
A vainglorious and exasperating headmaster? Indeed I should. I shall confirm that everything is in order immediately.
Жестяк, Рокки, жестяк.
Of course. Professor Fitzgerald needs some time to clear the way forward. Until then, you should continue to hone your magic. If you learn more about Ranrock and Victor Rookwood's activities in the meantime, please let us know.
Very well, Professor.
Пока что окей. Ладненько. Начинается что-то вот по сюжету потихонечку, видите, какие-то дополнительные моменты прояснятся. Сейчас, походу, выяснится, что девочка с помощью вот этого исцеления отца накосячила каким-то образом, и все это привело к катастрофическим проблемам.
I know. Continue to hone my magic.
You do learn quickly. Hopefully you will soon hear from Lodgok as well, and we shall learn how he fared with the helmet you retrieved. Well done today, as always. We shall speak again soon.
Зима наступила, друзья. Зимний Хогвартс. What the fuck? Вот это приколдесик. Спасибо, Рокки. О, вот это крутой. А, это даже не животное, это был просто фейерверк.
Excellent work today. Class dismissed. I take it you're ready to learn your new spell.
Да, я готов.
I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now.
Good.
Bombarda.
Now, this spell comes with a caveat. It should only be used when necessary.
В смысле?
The exploding charm, as you might suspect, can hurt people.
Так в этом весь
Use
смысл.
caution when casting it.
Конечно.
I will, Professor.
I will hold you to that promise. Now, you must be precise in your wand movements. We don't want you blowing your hand off. Go ahead. Nice and steady wand movements.
Nice and steady.
Remember, the exploding charm is highly volatile.
Так.
Well done. Now, let us put it into practice, shall we? Go ahead and try it on the pumpkins.
Пампкин. Ой, бляха-муха, ну ё-моё. Извините, замандрагорил ваши ушки.
You're here. Brilliant.
Давай, Сэп. Будем играть в веселые игры.
What happened with Ominous? I told him none of us will be able to avoid dark magic forever. So the more we know about Salazar Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be. Unfortunately, only a Gaunt knows the location of the Scriptorium's entrance, and Ominous won't tell me. Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominous. You? I suppose it's worth a try. But don't get your hopes up. Ominous is annoyingly stubborn. Nothing new. I know where he is. I'll lead you to him and then leave you to it. Come on. He's this way.
Весь во внимании.
Keep an eye out. Never know who's watching. Although that hasn't stopped us before. Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught. Damned poltergeist. Such a nuisance. There he is. Good luck.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Ominous. Do you have a moment?
What is it? What have you and Sebastian been up to now?
I owe you an apology, Ominous. I wasn't honest with you before about the Undercroft. Sebastian did show it to me. He wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other fifth years. He didn't think you'd mind.
I suppose that makes sense. It's just Sebastian's been pestering me lately about something and I'm frustrated with him.
Don't tell me he's still going on about, what was it, a scriptorium?
He told you about that?
He did. We were talking about our house founder and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though.
Yes, well, he seems to think it contains the answer to saving Anne. I think it's likely full of dark magic that is better left untouched.
Wait, you've never been inside?
Of course not. I only know about it because of my favorite aunt, Noctua. She thought like I do. Didn't agree with the family on the use of dark magic. In fact, she'd hoped to convince my family that there was more to Salazar Slytherin than worshipping pureblood status. She'd heard of this scriptorium and thought its contents might shed some light on him. She even found the secret entrance in this very corridor. She wrote regularly to my father about her efforts to gain access, and then she simply vanished. No one else ever tried to enter.
Я готов ворваться туда. Разве тебе не интересно, что там?
I'm sorry about your aunt. Don't you want to find out what happened to her?
Aunt Noctua went down this path with good intentions and lost her life. I don't want the same to happen again.
You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory, get you answers about Slytherin and Sebastian answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together.
I see what you've done here, and I confess, you've convinced me. I didn't think it possible. Very well. I shall tell you what I know. Fetch Sebastian, I'll wait.
Ни хрена себе, он раскололся как орешек.
I hope we don't regret this.
Sebastian! Over here!
These braziers.
You hear a voice.
It started when you repaired that relief. I hear a whisper saying, "Speak to me."
На парсултанге надо поговорить, мне кажется.
I can hear and speak to snakes. Nearly all known parcel mouths are descended from Salazar Slytherin.
I wish all Slytherins could talk to snakes.
You might not want the ability to speak past the tongue. It's often associated with dark wizards. I haven't spoken it in ages, but I'd wager if I speak it now, the door will open. I'm hoping you're having second thoughts.
Да, Рейвен. Никаких сомнений.
I see no reason we should stop now.
It's ironic. When I left home, I vowed to leave the dark arts behind, and yet here I am. Stand back. I can't believe I'm doing this.
You said you know what to do.
Tortured faces on the door, and Crucios etched into the stone. My guess is if we cast the Cruciatus curse, the door will open. That's why Noctua died. She had no one to cast the curse on. Ominous has the most experience with this. He should cast it. You seem to be in Ominous's favor. Will you ask him about this?
Может, это я кастану лучше на нем? Давай лучше ты. Брат, погоди, ты хочешь, чтобы он на тебе это кастанул? Давай я на нем кастану, похуй, нам он не особо нужен. Мы с тобой братья. Ну, типа, брат за брата.
He does seem a bit cross with you. I'll speak with him.
Good. Work your magic, so to speak. Wish we had some liquid luck.
All of this could have been avoided.
Ominous. I hadn't imagined we'd end up trapped like this.
Salazar Slytherin did. He's to blame for many unimaginable things. I overheard you and Sebastian, and I won't do it. The Cruciatus curse is pure torture, I would know.
Sebastian told me a little of what happened when you were young. Sounds as if you had no choice.
Should have known he would have told you. And one always has a choice. I'm as guilty as the worst of my family. Unforgivable curses won't work unless you really mean them. I had to want to cause pain, and for that I shall never forgive myself. That spells the reason I have no family left. You and Sebastian will need to sort out another solution. If you cast Crucio, you will regret it forever.
Давайте я это сделаю, ребят. Я не против. Мне заебись.
What do we do now? Ominous is not going to cast the Cruciatus curse again.
Ridiculous. As if dying in here is a better option than casting a damned spell. It's up to us. I can teach you Crucio, or I can cast it on you.
Wait, you didn't say you knew how to cast Crucio?
Because I'm not sure I do. Ominous knows that, yet he's left us no choice. I don't yearn to follow in Noctua Gaunt's footsteps. I think I can cast it if I have to.
Хорошо, я не хочу учить заклинание Круциатус. Я хочу научиться заклинанию Круциатус, но лучше ты наложи его на меня. Научи меня заклинанию Круциатус, и я наложу его на тебя. Погодите. Блин, а что если он умрет? И мы запорим его сюжетную дальнейшую ветку. Я вот не знаю. Типа, я не против-то его наложить, но мне будет обидно, если мы запорим веточку. Круциатус не убивает. Да, но вдруг он сойдет с ума или что-нибудь такое. Второй выбор можно наложить на себя. А если он ёбнется, когда сам наложит? Ну вообще, да, он нас спасал, поэтому, типа, лучше, наверное, реально на себя принять боль. У нас у нас должок, как бы, да? То есть мы должны ему отдать должное, по сути. Я просто боюсь заруинить ветку с ними. Я не хочу. Вдруг мы тогда не сможем Авада Кедавры научиться, если с ним что-то произойдет. Это будет пиздец. Это самое обидное будет. Хотя, с другой стороны, вдруг мы не научимся Аваде Кедавре, если мы сами не применим. Может, Авада Кедавру изучают только самые злейшие? Фак, сложный выбор. Почему нельзя наложить на ебучего вот этого чела сзади, который стоит? Давай вдвоем вообще кастанем на нем. Типа, Будет норм, я думаю. Ну ладно, давайте... Ладно, примем на себя боль. Примем боль на себя.
I want to learn the curse, but I won't cast it on you. You need to cast it on me.
I shan't forget this.
Я этого не забуду. Смотри, он сказал, я этого не забуду. То есть, ну, видите, респектос. Смотрим.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Похуй. Вообще не больно. Как будто мизинцем ударился об угол. Блять, я чуть не сдох.
It was excruciating, but I'll survive. Let's keep moving.
We made it. We found Salazar Slytherin's scriptorium.
I can't believe we're here.
Revelio.
Скрипторий Салазара Слизерина. Секретная и хорошо защищенная комната под Хогвартсом, где Салазар Слизерин, похоже, проводил много времени, строя долгосрочные планы в отношении студенческого состава и размышляя о разногласиях, которые у него были с другими основателями.
What do you think?
Looks like a spellbook of some kind. This is incredible. A Hogwarts founder's possession. What an honor. Still can't believe Ominous never told me about his aunt and what she found.
What will you do with Slytherin's spellbook?
What I do with every book. Read it. Having professors as parents ingrained that habit early on. But I can do that later. For now, I say we explore this room.
Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with
Давай
me.
сюда, браконьерчиков.
I overheard them talking in the
Подкрутся.
Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for
В
Highwing.
Финдуке фамилия
Does the name
Добринг.
Horntail Hall mean
Она бы
anything to you?
отказалась, наверное,
I'm
от
afraid
изучения.
not. Why? What is it?
The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
Поттер юзал Круцио, да. А Вады Кедавра вроде нет.
A centaur. Tread carefully.
An entire castle to roam.
Кентаврия.
You choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and
Крутится он
those
на
they
Белатрисе,
work
по-моему.
with.
юзал, если я не ошибаюсь, за то, что она убила этого, как его зовут-то? Ну, дядю его, короче.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious.
Опа, на жабе.
That's the third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water.
А есть еще такие люди, как я, которые ни одну часть фильма Гарри Поттера не смотрели?
Odd.
Лох.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
Что ты хочешь сказать мне? А че он так мало дамажит? Че-то, по-моему, круцокал какой-то. Хотя, может, оно типа не в дамаге дело, а смысл в том, что оно просто, скажем так, выводит из строя чела на долгий промежуток времени.
What in Merlin's name?
Are those dragons?
Ты да, красотули, смотри. А не в ошейник.
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Horntail Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted.
Значит, омега стелс, да?
Don't know what Victor was thinking, struggling.
It's Totalis.
Вообще весело, драконы сражаются, круто же,
Have you
не?
heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to our way of thinking? Will they join us?
Ah, they say we go too far. The violence isn't going to get us what we want.
Why, it's a grapple. Over here!
О-о. Все пошло не так. Нормально, нормально. Драконы прикрывают. Они слишком сильно шумят, поэтому нас никто не услышит. Так, и не отстаешь там, подруга?
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's going on down there?
Там дракона пытают.
They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her up, shall we?
Врываемся. А кто круче во вселенной Гарри Поттера, Василиски или драконы? Наверное, драконы.
Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Так, открываем.
Hello, Hamura.
Василиск убивает взглядом. Но дракон летает и сжигает.
All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count.
Careful! Ramrock will want his dragon intact!
Dracus Totalis.
Don't think you'll get out of here! Let me have some! Hold still! Let me have some! Let's get this. It's better suited for gardening than for battle.
Опа-на.
You're the one we're looking for, ain't you, a friend? Careful.
Прикольно, а как насчет ваншота? Ой-ой-ой. О-оу. О-оу. Ау. Фак, сраный гоблин.
See how you like this?
Overgrown weed. Lance in a jewel.
Сукины дети. Ну-ка иди сюда. Эй, ты! Домой.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Окей, окей, освобождаем. Так, что сделать надо? О-оу.
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
Ой. Ням. Просто съел заживо. Хороший мальчик. Мы твои друзья. Мы освободили тебя.
This way.
Они не смогли на себя наложить защиту, но они трихеды. Испугались.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
Тем более, откуда мы знаем? Может, у бандитов всего 2 курса образования, и они не изучают пепегу.
Now, she didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Может, оставим яйцо себе?
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
Пойдем отсюда.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
Так. Плюс опыт. Сейчас, наверное, письма пришлют кучу, да? Как обычно.
That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here somewhere.
Так, тут должна быть некая книжка.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration?
Да, именно ее.
Professor Weasley asked me to, get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humor me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Quiz?
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Hence, I have created a small quiz, just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions.
Ну, если без этого никак нельзя.
If that's the only way I can convince you to give me that book, then let's get it over with.
Splendid! Just a few questions, and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
Какое волшебное существо участвовало в Квиддиче до изобретения золотого снитча? Золотой снаджери, золотой сниджет, змея-шейка. Змея-шейка.
The snake bird.
No. Incorrect. The answer was the golden snidget. The snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question.
Очень интересно знать. Спасибо. Жидкой удачей. Феликс Фелицис.
Felix Felicis.
Well done. Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organized competitions. The tale of the three brothers involves which magical artifacts?
Волшебный артефакт упоминается в сказке о трех братьях. Хз, что за сказка о трех братьях? Я не помню такого. Ну точно не реликвии основателей. И вряд ли, наверное, крест стражи. Наверное, дары смерти, да?
The Deathly Hallows.
Correct. According to Beedle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consists of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest?
Какой мяч в Квиддиче самый большой? Не снич? Блин, вот я не помню, если честно. Квофл? Там какой-то есть бесячий такой, который типа... дрыгается так. А есть просто, который вот большой кидают? Давай квофл.
The quaffle.
That's right. When a chaser throws the quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice potion allows the drinker to change species.
Оборотное зелье способно превратить того, кто его выпьет, в существо другого вида. Ну да. Вроде как. Они же там покрывались кошачьим.
True.
Actually, the answer was false.
What the fuck?
While Polyjuice potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
Спасибо, очень круто.
I'd like to answer more questions.
What governmental body directly preceded the Ministry
Oh
of
my
Magic?
god. Правительственная организация была предшественником Министерства магии. Международная конфедерация магов? Совет волшебников? Орден Мерлина? Орден Мерлина, probably.
The Order of Merlin.
No, that's incorrect. The answer was the Wizards' Council.
Похуй.
The Wizards' Council disbanded in
Да, спасибо.
1707 after the creation
Я спросил,
of the
кстати, вот это, да.
International Statute
Мне
of
интересно.
Wizarding Secrecy, which required a more structured government to support its enforcement. Which dragon breed is the smallest?
Драконы какой породы самые маленькие? Украинский железнобрюх, перуанский змеезуб, опалоглазый антипод. Змеезуб, антипод. Змеезуб.
The Peruvian viper tooth.
Brilliant! Though the viper tooth is the smallest breed,
Nice.
averaging at around 15 feet in
Бля,
length,
мне нужно на все
it is
вопросы без
also the
ошибок ответить.
fastest breed and feared for its venomous fangs. Who founded the village of Hogsmeade?
Квинси Хог.
Quincy Hogg.
No, the answer was Henry.
А какого хрена он называется Хогсмит? Что за идиот придумал Хогсмит?
Inn as his home. The hide behind was accidentally
безумие.
created by crossbreeding a ghoul with what other magical creature?
Какое волшебное существо в результате скрещивания с упырем породило скрытня? Скрещивание с упырем породило скрытня. Деми Маска, probably.
A demiguise.
Yes! While the hide behind has the power of invisibility, those who have seen it have described it as a tall, thin monkey with silver hair. What is the only spell known to repel a Lethifold?
Какое заклятие единственное способно отпугнуть Смеркута? А что такое Смеркут? Но Патронус отпугивает дементоров. А я не знаю, что такое Смеркут. Может, это тоже как дементор? Смеркут. Выглядит как что-то мрачное такое, да? Может, и Патронус? Отталкивающий с глаз, оглушающий. Отпугнуть. Ну, отпугнуть. Ну, вряд ли оглушающее. Попробуй Патронус.
The Patronus charm.
Well done. The only known survivor of a Lethifold attack was a wizard named Flavius Belby, who was on holiday in Papua New Guinea at the time.
Папуа Новой
Who
Гвинеи.
published the law of elemental transfiguration?
О май гад. Вот это важно ответить, потому что мы как раз книгу про трансфигурацию хотим получить. Гэмп. Эванжелина Орпингтон. Лаверна де Морнанси. Эванжелина. Кто издал закон элементарных трансфигураций? Эванжелина.
Evangeline Orpington.
That's incorrect. The answer I was looking for was Gamp. One of the principal exceptions to Gamp's law
Что за
is that
Гэмп
food
вообще?
cannot be
Кто это?
conjured,
Форест Гамп, блядь?
though it can be summoned. What does the Hogwarts motto translate to?
Как переводится девиз Хогвартса? Знание — истинное волшебство.
Knowledge is the real magic.
No, the answer was never tickle a sleeping dragon. In Latin, the Hogwarts motto is Draco dormiens nunquam titillaris.
Я вообще впервые узнал, что у него есть девиз, блядь. Какой еще дракон? Какой, блядь, спящий? Как щекотать? В смысле? Какое волшебное существо откладывает яйца через рот? Пепламба.
The Ashwinder.
That's incorrect. The correct answer was the rune's paw. According
Пощады,
to
пожалуйста.
each of the rune's paw's 3 heads serves a different function. The left head is the planner, the middle is the dreamer, and the right is the critic. Where is Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry located?
Где находится школа чародейства и волшебства Ильверморни? На горе Грейлок, в Пиренеях, в тропических лесах Амазонки. Ильверморн. На горе Грейлок.
Mount Greylock.
Well done! The American school was founded in the 17th century by Iseult Sayre and James Stewart. What is the most powerful love potion known to wizard kind?
Как называется самое мощное приворотное зелье? Эйфорийный эликсир, звучит как тупость. Veritasirum. Это звучит как зелье для поноса. Амор. Вот амор, да.
Amatentia.
That's the answer.
Nice!
Amatentia smells differently to every person, according to what they find attractive. Such as dusty book covers, or... Are you interested in continuing on to the next round? They're my most difficult questions.
А это был легкий тур? Ладно.
Give me your worst.
Wonderful. I do admire your thirst for knowledge. Emeric the Evil was killed in a duel against whom?
Кто убил Эмерика Злого на дуэли? Фу? Эгберт Эгоист.
Egbert the Egregious.
That's right. Emeric gained notoriety for terrorizing villages in the south of England during the Middle Ages, when he was the master of the Elder Wand.
Я знал,
If a
кстати,
chaser
да,
keeps
да.
their hand
Я
on the
точно
quaffle
знал это.
as it goes through the goal, what foul are they committing?
Как называется нарушение правил, при котором охотник все еще держит квофл, когда тот проходит через кольцо? Стычка, пропихивание, давиловка. Как называется нарушение правил, при котором охотник все еще держит квофл, когда тот проходит через кольцо? Пропихивание.
Haversacking.
That's right. Blatching is flying to intentionally collide with a player. Stooging is when 2 chasers knock the other team's keeper away from the goals so that a third chaser can score. A bite from a mackled malaclaw has the unusual side effect of causing what?
Какой необычный побочный эффект есть у укуса пятнистого клешнепода? Пятнистый клешнепод. Волосы на ушах, невезение, перепонки между пальцев ног. Пятнистый клешнепод. Ну, вряд ли невезуха. Перепонки между пальцами ног.
Webbed feet.
No, the answer is bad luck. Native to the European coastline, the effects of a malaclaw's bite can last up to a week. What plant excretes stink sap?
Какое растение выделяет смердящий сок? Мимбулус мимблетони. Водоросли, дремоносные бобы. Ну, по любасу бобы, от них срать хочется и пердеть.
Sopophorus bean.
I'm afraid the correct answer was Mimbulus mimbletonia.
Дьявол!
The Mimbulus mimbletonia plant secretes stink sap as a defensive mechanism when touched. The pepper up potion evolved from a remedy created by which 12th century wizard?
Какой волшебник в 12 веке создал лекарство, которое легло в основу бодрящего зелья? Боуман Райт, Безил. По любасу базированный чувак это был.
Basil Flack.
That's incorrect. The answer was Limfrid of Stinchcombe.
Конечно, он такой хуйни не создавал.
Glover
Он создал
Hepworth
другую
would
базу.
expand on Limfred's previous work to create the pepper-up potion we know today. In The Wizard and the Hopping Pot, what does the elder wizard leave for his son in the Hopping Pot?
Что оставил своему сыну в прыгливом горшке пожилой колдун в сказке «Колдун и прыгливый горшок»? Свою палочку, тапочку, горшок поменьше. Свою палочку, горшок поменьше.
His wand.
Incorrect. The answer was a single slipper.
Какую
The story was
тапочку,
created
блядь?
by Beedle the Bard.
Какую,
But
сука,
there
еще
are a few
тапочку?
versions.
Ты
I
издеваешься?
won't spoil what the slipper was for if you haven't read it recently. The Snallygaster is native to which region of the world?
Так, назови родину Сналлигастера. Сналлигастера. Северная Шотландия.
The Scottish Highlands.
No, the answer was
Oh
North America.
my
The
god.
part bird, part reptile
sleep.
is a distant relative of the Occamy and has serrated fangs and a bulletproof hide. Who is the Muggle knight featured in the Fountain of Fair Fortune?
Как звали рыцаря магла в сказке «Фонтан феи Фортуны»? Сэр Невезучий.
Sir Luckless.
Correct! The three witches in the story are named Asher, Altheda, and Amata. Oh, I adore a story that ends with a twist. The world's largest kelpie is also known by what other name?
Лохнесское чудовище.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Correct. The Office of Misinformation.
Я знал,
has
да, я
worked
читал
diligently
лор
to
про это.
discredit
Я
any
читал
modern
лор
evidence
не
of the
зря,
kelpie's
сука.
existence. Who was the first minister for magic?
Как звали первого министра магии? Ули Гамп. Кадм Певерил. О май гад, эти имена. Ули Гамп.
Ulick Gamp.
Yes. Gamp's greatest legacy was the founding of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. It outlawed the unforgivable curses. You've answered all of my questions. Ah, it's nice to know there's another student who
Да?
appreciates the
Да?
value
Ну
of
да, я
knowledge.
умен, и что?
You might
Ну
not
да.
have got very many right,
Ну да, я умен.
but I'm sure you learned something regardless. Thank you for humoring me by participating. I had a splendid time.
Спасибо, а
I
книга-то
put the book
есть?
back on the pedestal for you.
Revelio ought to make quick work of this.
I've been studying Salazar Slytherin's spellbook. Meet me in the Undercroft. I found something.
Опа-на. Wait a minute. Поговорите с Себастьяном в крипте. Интерстинго. Так, ну сначала трансфигурацию.
Settle down, settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
О, Себастьян, смотри-ка. Так, что же мы будем делать? Бабоса.
Beautifully done.
Так, поставим вместо тогда левитации ее. Придает объектам и врагам альтернативные формы. Это может потребоваться для решения головоломок или просто для создания безобидных безделушек.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed. and frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Задачи оказались полезны.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making good use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. I've heard that you can brew an impressive Edurus potion. Hopefully, you won't need it anytime soon, but it is a valuable potion to have when it is needed.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Were your meetings with Professor Black's house elf and exploration of various caves down by the lake connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Нет.
Not at all. I was, intrigued by stories of a giant squid and wanted to learn more. I encountered Scrope, who seemed delighted to share what he knew.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
Потрясающе, спасибо, рад это слышать. На глазах у профессора кастую Круцию.
Since our visit to Feldcroft, something dawned on me about... You'll never believe what I've learned.
Да ну.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
Так и есть. Мы сделали то, что должно.
It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
Я никому не скажу.
I see no reason to involve Ominous.
I'm glad you agree. When I know more, I shall send an owl. And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
О-о.
We were just about to
Он что, подслушивал, что ли?
Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
Чертов засранец, как меня он раздражает.
I am not letting this go.
Ни хрена Себастьян разозлился. Окей, полегче, ребят. Давайте без этого.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I know what I heard. You knew I wouldn't agree with this. Going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
Что произошло с родителями Себастьяна?
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too.
Погоди.
Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Так. А в чем смысл-то, блядь, этой истории? Они не смогли ничего сделать, потому что они не владели магией. Так смысл как раз таки в том, чтобы завладеть тогда магией, maybe. Мужичок, ты чё, блядь? Может, мы типа завладеем магией и все будет заебись? Книга дает надежду.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
So frustrating.
Это ее мама.
You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful? Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an arrow telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well
Маленькая
intentioned,
газель.
but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
Её аж затрясло от гнева.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
Так может это оскорбление было?
I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it.
Что?
However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Охренеть, она Амонгус? Ты выбирала свою анимагическую форму?
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
Что ты при этом чувствуешь?
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Блин, то есть она фури, да, еще при этом?
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal vial so that it is
Фу,
imbued
представь себе,
with
какой он
moonlight,
вонючий.
then adding
А
one
как
of your own
есть?
hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
Жесть.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
Блин, мы должны позволить девочке стать газелькой, как вы думаете? Или послушать мамочку? Освободить ее от оков мамочки. А что, если она умрет? И мама была права. Что, если ее собьют маглы? Может быть, твоя мама права?
She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not.
Да, но я это я, ты это газель, блядь. Сорян.
Not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time.
Короче, она меня, походу, все равно не послушает.
Over here.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Ну а что они еще позволяют сделать, по-твоему?
I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Пока не будем рассказывать об этом.
If it's all right with you, I'd rather not say. At least not at the moment.
Understood. We all have our secrets. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Хорошо.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
В сообщении того ученика было что-нибудь еще?
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it. But I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
Да пофиг на это испытание Мерлина. Ученический отсчет. Задача про подземелье оказалась куда полезнее, чем можно было ожидать. Узнавать о своих предках очень занимательно, однако мне довелось наткнуться на весьма любопытную вещицу. За большим залом есть еще одно заброшенное место. Там среди раскуроченных саркофагов лежала странная реликвия. Сила, которой она обладает, поразила меня. Хотелось бы узнать о ней больше, но, увы, оттуда ничего нельзя выносить.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
С Анной что случилось? Да, она проклятие залутала. Древнее. Гоблинское.
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Bombarder! Defender! Incendiary! Confringo!
At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. right.
Places. Accio. Incendio. Confringo.
Crucio.
Defender. Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Как ты думаешь, откуда тут эти страницы?
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Почему у них империя запретная, а зелья приворота нет? Подсунул зелье, и чел сделает ради тебя все, чем не империю. Ну, типа, империю, наверное, ты как бы кастуешь империю, и, по сути, чел, и говоришь ему, умри. И он такой, ладно, и умер. А зелье приворота, наверное, просто влюбляет, там, секс, все дела. Вряд ли, типа, влюбленный чел, ты ему скажешь, типа, умри, и он умрет.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. The student's diary mentions the Imperius Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Откуда ты знаешь Империус?
Where did you learn the Imperius Curse?
У него все, походу, спеллы уже
Don't tell
изучены.
Ominous that I've told you.
Я
It's
водокидавра.
not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
А что нужно, чтобы научиться этому заклятию?
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
Ну вот Себастьян нормальный чувак, реально, слизериновец полноценный. Конечно, я хочу.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master. There we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Империо.
Imperio. Accio. Confringo. Accio. Incendio.
А в чем суть? Я его заимперил, а он даже не стал моим другом.
Incendio.
О нет, только не матриарх.
Imperio. Accio. Confringo. Accio. Confringo. Bombarda. Defender. Confringo. Sendo.
Ну, что-то Империо какое-то по сравнению с Круциатусом не особо прикольное. Как-то быстро спадает дружелюбность врагов. Так, в Круциатусе вы видали, сколько вообще паук стоял? Просто весь файт стоял, и я потом еще второй на него кастанул. Бедолага. Пришли большие пауки-картыши. Нихрена себе. Раздавил букашку.
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches.
Здорово, Фидли, да, получили.
This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
Вот зелье удачи очень сложное в приготовлении, но можно ли бахнуть это зелье перед приготовлением такого же и так наделать кучу таких? Ну это абузы какие-то, что за абузы нафиг? Лучше не трогать реликвию. Нам нужна эта реликвия.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed. This is meant to be. For Anne's sake, I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret, especially from my uncle.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
Надо его заимперить.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
Я не могу встать на твою сторону, Себастьян прав.
Sebastian's right. We need that relic.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
I might be. How could I choose to stand by and watch him do this?
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
Да, именно это и предлагаю. Погоди, то есть он хочет, чтобы мы его заимперили, и он положил реликвию? Я правильно понял, что он сейчас предложил? То есть у меня нет выбора, блядь? Мы не можем встать на сторону Себастьяна или в чем смысл?
That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. I know how to cast it. Sebastian taught me. But I won't do it unless you agree.
This is insanity. I can't believe you would ask this of me.
Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you.
Fine. This is unfathomable. But I suppose if you want that responsibility, it may just save what is left of my friendship with Sebastian. Remember, this is what I was telling you about the dark arts. They come with a cost. You may well regret making this choice. Do what you have to do. Cast it. Before I change my mind.
Imperio!
А, мы на него наложили Империю.
Step aside, Ominous. Stay in place until we're out of sight.
I will.
Окей.
Sebastian, come on.
What did you do?
Ну, скорее всего, мы пожалеем о том, что взяли эту реликвию, там что-нибудь плохое случится. Естественно, здесь не будет такого выбора, да? То есть очевидно, что нужно было добрый путь выбирать, отказаться от этой реликвии.
Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke, Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
Was that your best? Rather unwise. Pity. Not right. How? Never seen anything like that.
Not your better, an intruder!
Блин, вот круто, что непростительные спеллы, походу, пробивают любые щиты.
Incendio! Stop provoking them!
Да, это мой братишка. Это мой браза. Все верно.
Boy, what have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
Что это, блядь, за бородатый жмых вообще? Кастани на него тоже, Круциатус. Почему он...
The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
Согласен, брат, согласен. Ты правильно, это пиздец, это охуенно было, я прокайфанул.
You did what you had to do. If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home.
Да разъеби его, пойди вот прямо сейчас в дом, Кастани пару
It might be
спеллов.
best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
Блин, нам с этим челом еще надо поболтать.
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Закрой рот, магл.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path,
Чел, я литерали в бою 5 минут назад кастовал Круциатус и Империю на всех подряд. Ах ты сукин сын. Есть Игнисио, или как он называется? Который поджигает.
Did you speak with my uncle?
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh. That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
Что за герб ты собираешься отправить Анне?
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and when I was at second thought, she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
Видите, эти заклинания типа развращают людей. То есть ты сначала их кастуешь даже для дружелюбных целей. Типа все норм, как бы, все зашибись. Потом уже кастуешь для каких-то таких целей, чтобы себе угодить, а потом вообще просто разъебываешь всех подряд.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this. I'll send you an owl when I have news.
Буду ждать непременно.
I thought my owl might pique your interest.
I came as soon as I could.
I'd been so preoccupied by all that happened with Ominous in the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
Давай пока останемся незаметными.
We need to see what they're doing, but let's not draw their attention.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
Не, то, что хотеть причинить боль, там убить, это уже понятно, да, это... Про это в курсе. Глупые гоблинсы, и вам нас никогда не спалить. Они нас спалили. Блин, я вот порой не вижу вообще, что по мне наносит урон. Вот это так странно здесь. Порой ты даже не ощущаешь импакта от того, что тебе нанесли дэмэдж.
Levioso, Descendo, Expelliarmus, Defendo. Ah! Defendo! Gazebo, Stupefy. Bombard. I've been fighting since before. Defendo.
All of Ranrock's loyalists deserve the same fate.
Revelio.
Nice work.
Know who my friends are now, don't I?
Crucible.
Bombarder. Defender. You call that spellcasting? Think you're clever, don't you? Accio. Imperial. Bombarder. No! Defender.
Пауки еще прибежали, падла.
Bombarder. We're not finished yet. Defender. It's almost like they were waiting. Accio.
Ой, пиздос, что-то много пауков-то.
Incendio. Imperial. Confringo. Crucio. Bombarder. Defender. Incendio. Confringo. Accio. Descendo. Levioso. Cover up wide. Defendo. Crucio. Bombarder. Defendo.
Certainly cleared the room.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganark was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft, and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the Keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
Here's some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now, for the trek back out of here and to Hogwarts. I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Mornweem has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
Блин, ну ладно, Себастьяну мы типа всегда все рассказывали, я ему и про Ладгока расскажу тогда.
A friendly goblin. He wants no part in Ranrock's fight.
A friendly goblin? You know, goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft?
Oh,
Have you
черт.
forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
О, черт. Но боюсь, что если бы мы не рассказали ему сейчас, то он бы узнал об этом потом, и было бы даже, наверное, хуже.
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh, I know precisely what I'm saying.
Смотрите, как он изменился сразу.
Unbelievable.
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
Кучу кала можно, да, продать на самом деле.
What was she sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howen for the measles.
What kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in plimpies.
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
Блин, а может быть можно будет вырастить из того яйца своего маленького ручного дракона? Было бы круто.
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's all right. I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg. Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
Бабуля мертва.
That sounds straightforward enough.
We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
Почему не забрать яйцо?
I don't suppose you've thought about keeping it, have you?
No. It belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her.
Неужели сейчас придется с ней сражаться? О май гад.
Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the nest.
She isn't making it easy.
Хоп.
Not a warm welcome.
It's a little too warm, if you ask me. I don't suppose she listened to reason.
I'd normally try, but we're well past. Get to that opening below her. If we can get to that, we can get to the nest. She's leaving! Quickly!
Brilliant.
Мамуль, мы тебе сына принесли или дочку? Смотри сама. Мы добрые. Снифа. И у меня плащ из драконьей кожи, кстати. Сука. Я такой стою, мы типа дружим, и у меня плащ, блядь, из драконьей кожи просто. О, господи.
That was brilliant. And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
That's what Gran always says. The important thing is that we survived it. And we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again.
Ну, нам здесь ловить нечего больше, я думаю.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Haunt Owl Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless...
Unless what?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl.
Нам придется еще повоевать, походу, с браконьерами.
How could I have been so blind?
Hello there.
Hello, Armeet. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook?
I did. I mean, I do. Speak it. Is this to do with the goblin I saw you with in Hogsmeade?
It is. His name is
Нет, это все
Nodgok.
то же самое.
We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course. How exciting. I mean, well...
Погоди, а зачем нам этот Амит-то,
I
блядь?
think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Потому что он знает
Good to
язык
hear.
гоблинов.
Good to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
Окей, он будет нашим переводчиком. Ты хорошо его знаешь?
You said you know gobbledygook, but how well?
I've been reading it for as long as I've been reading English. My parents have an extensive
Здорово,
library. Once I grew bored with the classics, I devoured goblin writings. I'd tell you some titles, but you wouldn't understand them.
Ну, погнали к шахте тогда.
Lodgok is waiting. Shall we go?
Of course. I just want to check the pronunciation of a couple of key terms first. So I will meet you there.
Возьми с собой словарь, чел.
A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped. Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
Да? Серьезно, блядь? Почему же ты об этом не подумал?
You said this would repair the chasm between the two of you. How did you not expect him to react this way?
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals. Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lord Gok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Да, согласен, он, блядь, выглядит как посмешище ебучее.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well, yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ?
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better
Какого
than you
клоуна
can
я привел
speak
вообще
it?
сюда?
I can, Sir Lord Gok.
Just Lord Gok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen, either by the eye above the enchanted door or a loitering loyalist.
Много багов словил? Да не, немного. По-моему, вообще багов особо не было. Каких-то таких. Прям заметных.
What else should we know about the enchanted door?
The door will not open while the eye can see you. You and your friend must be invisible to it to gain access. From what I know of wizard magic, that shouldn't be too difficult to achieve.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return. I shall see
Я на
you soon.
слизеринском факультете.
Oh, this reading is too much.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Спалил, падла.
Was that your best? Defender. I won't. Easy I will not be. Such. Let's get this over. Why don't you come up here? How true it is. You are lost
Спокойно, спокойно.
I've been fighting since before you were born.
Сука, сзади кто-то настреливает. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй, только не сдохнуть. Этого черта убить.
That should be the last of them, Amit.
Can we please talk about what just happened?
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday. Without further ado...
Величайший помощник современности. Нормально побегали, Зерк.
Enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site.
Так.
She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation,
Ни хрена
she
себе.
smiled.
Протянула руку помощи гоблину. Мерзкому, гнусному,
She told me that she
отвратительному.
was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
Ah. The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch, and I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I
То
will
есть он
find
хочет
out what
найти
Ranrock
суперхранилище с еще большей силой.
knows. Watch for my owl.
Не одну такую сферу, а куча сфер, да? Здорово, Рейвен.
Hello again, Imelda. This course is a bit far from the castle, isn't it?
Obviously. Evidently too far for most of our classmates. Pathetic.
They should be begging me to
Пакетик.
keep these trials alive, not running scared. I'm surprised our new 5th year showed up. I suppose I appreciate the effort.
That's actually... thank you.
I know I can be impatient, but I get frustrated by those who don't take things as seriously as I do. And in my experience, that's everyone. Anyway, don't let it go to your head. Right then, enough chatter. I'm confident I've posted a time you won't be able to beat.
Точно знает, говорит, что ее время нам не побить. Вызов
We'll
принят.
soon see how I fare, won't we? I'm ready.
Get ready to lose.
Сзади пиявки такие сидят. Окей, окей.
That wasn't too difficult. Excellent.
Блин, метлой как-то тяжело стало управлять, нифига. Скорость нереал. Ну, скорость, кстати, реально увеличилась как будто бы. Быстро. Шары! Придется скипнуть пока что шары.
Maybe. Brilliant.
Хоба!
This is going well.
Квиддича нет.
Brilliant. That wasn't too difficult.
Опа-на, резко, резенько. Успел. Пузыри нитро восполняют. Изява. Господи Иисусе. Как же изява для Реквиуса. А зачем ему представлять? Можно собрать вот этих пиявок и поговорить с ней.
Today, but don't get too comfortable. I'll be on your heels in no time. My family's not going to believe the news when I tell them. They're almost as competitive as I am. Almost.
Планируешь играть в Квиддич?
I take it you want to play for a team, but which one? And which position?
I'm my father's girl. A chaser through and through. You'd know that if Black hadn't cancelled Quidditch this year. As for a team, it's the holy-head harpies I've always dreamt of. When I'm finished with school, I'll try out. If for some reason I don't get accepted, I don't know what I'll do. Herbology, perhaps? Because if that did happen, you might as well pop me and call me a mandrake. I'd never stop screaming.
Так, ты будешь летать по этим маршрутам?
Will you keep running these courses?
I'll race them myself. Don't want to get rusty. But I won't be dealing with time trials. You're welcome to run them too. Anyway, hope we find time to fly again soon.
Вот как ты заговорила, да? Нет, девочка, я с такими малявками, как ты, не гоняю, сорян.
It's been fun competing against your records, Imelda.
It has been fun. Glad you're here. 5th year. You're an asset to our house.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
То есть ночью, судя по всему.
Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
How do I get... Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next
Да,
trial
там луна была одна, я уже, к сожалению, поспал.
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
В кабинете директора.
It's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. All right. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me. He's rather devoted to the Black family.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy.
Серьезно?
Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now,
То
time
есть у
is
него
of the
просто,
essence. Drink up and I
просто
shall
так
explain
оказалось
more.
зелье на всякий случай? Ни хрена себе, вот эта бутыль, блядь, водяра.
How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him
Было бы
to
неловко.
me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Так, ну что, пора произвести в Хогвартсе какие-то новые реформы, студенты. Первым делом мы разрешаем все непростительные заклинания. Теперь можно свободно использовать Империю и Круцию.
I was hoping to catch you.
Oi.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Мне решать, что лучше.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets this rather
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better. Greetings. I mean, out of my way, children.
Тут никого нет, блядь. С кем он разговаривает?
What could the headmaster want?
Gareth. Mr. Weasley, what are you doing here? Don't you have somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor. Yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I am watching you, Mr. Weasley. Mr. Redding, who owns Honeydukes, tells me some of his billywig stings recently went missing. Prime potion ingredient. And I know you fancy yourself a skilled potioneer.
What? But, sir, I haven't been anywhere near Honeydukes.
Bah! That's enough from you. Just know that I have eyes and ears everywhere. On your way, Mr. Weasley.
Ну, накрутить было бы слишком палевно.
Well, there's one for my diary.
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have you. Now move along.
Вжился в образ, ни хрена себе.
Headmaster, here. What could he
О,
want?
господи, только не этот черт.
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Кринжанул.
Something is very wrong with
Professor, a word?
Uh-oh.
Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision
Мы
regarding
разрешаем
Quidditch.
Квиддич.
We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite
Фак, даже
impossible
выбор не
sometimes.
дают. Да как так-то,
Sir,
сука?
I have a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Вперед!
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
Блин, это прикольный квестик.
What did we do to deserve him as a head?
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
Кто-нибудь еще хочет поговорить с директором этой школы магических искусств? Эй, ты! Брось шляпу! Брось шляпу, я сказал. Никаких развлечений при директоре.
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor,
This is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
Well, they're as good as invisible to me, sir. Rotten little extortionist holding my diary hostage.
What was that, Broom?
Nothing, sir.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Something seems a little off with it.
Блин, мы спалились по всем, походу, фронтам.
Chewing with your mouth open? Where are your manners?
Professor, I need to speak to you. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students.
Ноль палева.
He's rarely here as it is.
Ah, well, yes. He's handling some official ministry business for me.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
A wonderful job. Leeway for Professor Fig. I shall never understand that man.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
Так, ну где же мой эльф?
Wait until Master sees what a wonderful job Scrope is doing.
Что тут начищаешь?
Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
Да как ты смеешь?
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
Так, в нем говорится про власть моей семьи, про силу, про чистоту крови. Чистота крови по фильму? У Блэков типа фамильный титул — это чистота крови?
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pure.
There is another matter, Scrope.
Toujours
I confiscated this
pure.
filthy diary from a student. It smells of squid and seawater.
Oh, Apollonia's diary. That is quite a surprise, Master. What do you wish Scrope to do with this treasure? Rubbish.
Whatever you wish, Scrope. It's your treasure. Now, off with you.
Минус дневник девочки. Так.
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight.
О-о.
Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Ну и рыготина отвратительная.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
Toujours pure. А прикольный квестик был, забавный достаточно. Класс.
It's good to see you.
All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what?
Approach the pedestal in the antechamber and read the book that appears.
Что там в книге?
What can I expect to find in the book?
A story. I cannot say more. You may recognize some elements of it, as I was inspired by a tale with which many wizarding children are familiar.
Okay.
I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book.
Your suspicions are correct. We shall speak when you are finished.
Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time?
Крутяк. Ну, какой-то маленький, на самом деле, кабинет для директора.
Where am I?
Ни хрена себе.
Professor Fitzgerald? Can you hear me?
I am here. In this place, you may call me Neve. You shall be witness to a fable. Pay attention. Things are not always as they seem. You must move swiftly and cautiously. Use the tools you encounter to find me.
Нарисованный мир.
The first you will need is a cloak.
Проберитесь через город, чтобы вас не заметили. Колдовать я здесь не могу, да?
In this place, as in life, death takes many forms. Avoid each of them at all costs.
Охренеть. Монка W. Тени смерти. Жутики.
That's where I need to go, but I need to find a way past them.
Бля! Petrificus Sassalus.
Nothing this way, but more danger. There must be another way to find you.
Тихо, 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 тихо.
There's no getting past them that way.
Обходной путь. О, фак.
Closed tight. No way but forward, I suppose. Defender.
Сколько дэмэджа?
Bombarder. Defender.
Дэмэдж 9к. Боюсь, что нам не навсегда дадут эту палочку. Иначе нам тогда Авада-Кедавра не нужна даже будет.
Bombarder. Defender. Descendo. Bombarder. Defender. Depulso. Descendo. Bombarder. Depulsor. Descendo. Bombarder. Depulsor. Descendo. Bombarder.
Uh-oh.
Defender. Bombarder. Protego. Depulsor. Depulsor. Descendo. Bombarder. Descendo. Depulsor.
Абсолютный имбовик. А какой третий дар смерти вообще, я не помню. Мега-босс смерть. О-о. Дрить, ладно, троллю похуй на палочку, по-моему, немного.
Protego, Bombarder, Depulsor, Descendo, Defender. Bombarder, Depulsor. Defender, Bombarder. Depulsor. Bombarder, Descendo. Defender. Bombarder. Descendo. Defender. Bombarder. Defender. Bombarder. Depulsor. Bombarder.
Ow!
Depulsor. Descendo. Bombarder.
Fuck!
Depulsor. Descendo. Bombarder. Defender. Bombarder. Defender. Bombarder. Depulsor. Defender. Bombarder. Defender. Protego. Bombarder. Defender.
Что ты собираешься делать? Еще один тролль? 2 тролля! О май гад.
Bombarder. Depulsor. Descender. Bombarder. Depulsor. Descendo.
Дело плохо. 2 тролля это жестко.
Bombarder. Descendo.
Пиздец! Блять, мои фляги, как же их мало.
Bombarder. Descendo. Defender.
Ебануться просто.
Bombarder. Depulsor. Descendo. Bombarder. Depulsor. Descendo. Defender. Bombarder. Defender. Bombarder.
Ебасосина моя.
Bombarder.
Блять, да я нихуя не вижу.
Defender.
Defender! Protego! Bombarda! Defender! Descender! Bombarda! Defender! Bombarda! Defender! Bombarda! Protego! Defender! Bombarda!
Фух. Потяра. 10 фляг всего осталось.
Isadora, what you did for your father was remarkable.
Well, wasn't it? And Percival needn't worry about the strands of emotion or the traces that this magic leaves. I found a way to contain all of it.
You haven't stopped.
Goblin Silver.
You spoke to a goblin about this.
Don't worry, he has no idea what we're containing.
We don't know what effect any of this may have. The emotions, the dark traits.
You sound like Percival. And as it happens, I do know. It is a source of strength, of focus. Somehow it enhances my ability to wield magic.
I don't follow.
Гоблинское серебро. То есть с помощью этого гоблинского серебра, видимо, как раз и получил этот Ранрок свою силу.
Imagine the good we could do. Everyone is in some kind of pain.
Она просто достала боль из нее. И съела ее боль.
Can you feel it?
Oh, Isadora. This must stop. All of it.
You've kept this power to yourselves for so long because you fear it. I choose to embrace it.
Ну, в общем, как это и полагается, она получила силу могущественную, с которой, видимо, не смогла совладать, и это ее изменило. Потом она начала сжирать сущности все больших и больших людей. Или типа того. Так, давайте вернемся в зал картографии и посмотрим, что нам скажет на это.
Is it true?
Последний хранитель.
Completed the first 3 trials.
It is, and I have.
But you are so
young. I know. You must be Professor Bakar.
I am.
Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed. Was Isadora inhaling painful emotions?
She was.
Это было невероятно. Блин, можно сказать, что типа это было пиздец, и пойти по ее стопам. И выйти на худшую концовку, наверное.
I was amazed to see that it seemed to give her some sort of power, and that she could harness it. But how?
I worry that you seem more intrigued than repulsed. I hesitate to reveal the location of my pensive to someone who, perhaps, has yet to understand the responsibility of power.
I can assure you, Professor, I do. In fact, what you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizardkind. We have no time to waste.
I see. Nonetheless, the knowledge you shall gain after you witness my memories is too valuable to share without further consideration. I shall require time to confer with the other keepers.
У тебя не будет выбора, мужичок. Я единственный, кто сможет остановить этих злых гоблинов.
I heard what you told Professor Bakar. Isadora was inhaling emotions to gain power?
She was. And she pulled emotions, as she did from her father, from Professor Fitzgerald, without permission.
Monstrous.
What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted.
Да она как дементор, получается, высасывала эмоции.
Possibly. There's something I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier. Ranrock has been digging at locations tied to the 5 names he found in the journals of a goblin metalworker named Bragball.
5 names? The Keepers, and who else? Isadora Morganac?
Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle.
If the Keepers won't tell you where the next trial is yet, I say we at least maintain a watch on Ranrock. Perhaps he'll lead us to more information.
Perhaps. I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm.
I knew it would. I may have done too good a job distracting Black. I had no idea he can't hold his fire whiskey.
Окей. Впереди последнее испытание. Ну, здорово, Себ.
Nothing pleasant about this coast.
Смотрите, он злой какой, жесть, мне кажется, пиздец. Мы сделали из него темного волшебника, ребят.
I received your owl. Thank you.
I'm glad you came. I spotted droves of Ranrock's loyalists coming up from the coast. Overheard one of them say they're headed to another cavern, like the one we found. How are they still one step ahead of us? They can't know about the triptych.
I don't know. I did see another memory. This time, it was a keeper named Neve Fitzgerald. She was unnerved by Isadora's use of ancient magic. But I still can't be sure how any of it connects to Ranrock.
These keepers are playing games with you. You need to press them for more information.
It doesn't work like that. To access each of these memories, I have to complete a trial. It's not as easy as you think. They're showing me the memories in a particular order.
Either they don't trust you, or you don't care enough about Anne to ask the difficult questions.
Жесть, как же он изменился. Может, мне стоит действительно действовать самостоятельно? Ну что мы делаем, чуваки? Блин, ну мы должны Авада Кедавре научиться. Придется пока что ему подсосать.
Of course I care, Sebastian. We've come this far. Don't let your frustration get the better of you.
Fine. I'll defer to your keeper friends, for now. But I don't like it.
We don't have a choice. Now, shall we see why the triptych led us here?
Не, походу нет. Ну тогда преподадим им урок.
Incendio. Confringo. Accio. Incendio.
They got what they deserved.
Revelio. What were you thinking?
I was thinking about dead goblins.
You could have got us killed.
But I didn't. Looks like Ranrock's loyalists were heading further up the path.
Хотя в чем сейчас его вина вообще была, кстати? Мы же просто спалились.
This must be it.
Sebastian, wait.
Wait? For what? Why are you suddenly so cautious?
Listen to me. I know you're angry and frustrated. but charging ahead now could undo all the progress we've made. Lord Gok said...
Oh, your goblin friend?
Stop it. That's enough. Not all goblins are like Ranrock. I am not the enemy.
Then there будет,
We
да.
want the same thing. To find answers.
I thought we wanted the same thing.
We do. Listen to me. Lord Gok has insights into Ranrock that we don't. He told me that Ranrock somehow knows about the Keepers and is searching anywhere connected to each of them. That's why they always seem to be one step ahead. I know what I'm doing. You need to trust me, or I don't see that we can continue together.
Fine. Fine. I'm sorry.
Что? Он согласился?
I'm letting my emotions get the better of me.
В нем еще осталась частичка
I do trust you.
благоразумия.
And I don't think I can help Anne without you.
Good. Ranrock clearly knows more than we thought. We need to be careful and do this right, not just go charging in. We have our work cut out for us. We need to work together if we're going to find the final piece to the triptych.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Crucial. That spell got my attention.
Bombarda. Defender.
Accio. Instant.
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. На нее Империю надо кастовать, я думаю. О-о!
Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Crucial. Defender. Bombarda. Bombarda. Defender.
Фак, не та кнопка. Ух. Вот, но не хочу хилочки тратить на пауках, если честно. Они того вообще не стоят, чтобы тратить.
Defender. Accio. Incendio. Confringo.
Спокойно, паучишки.
Bombarda. Crucial. Defender.
Бонька, вот это звук был смешной.
Defender. Bombarda. Crucial.
О, черт, еще один такой паук. Давайте этого ваншотнем тогда лучше.
Defender. Bombarda. Imperial. Incendio. Confringo. Accio.
Да хорош!
Incendio.
Кто срет-то?
Incendio. Confringo. Crucial. Bombarda. Defender. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Leviosa. Descendo. Bombarda. Defender. Confringo. Incendio.
Замучили до смерти паучишку. Опа-на. Тролль! Тролль в подземелье! Вы не знали? А на тролле Империю можно пискануть? Да. Ничто нам не мешает так сделать. Сейчас будем мучить тролля, готовы? А чем ему пофигу на мучение?
Incendio. Confringo.
Бля, опять серваки что ли лагать начали? Что с Твичом в последнее время происходит? Так, ну чё, тролль, что делать-то с тобой будем?
Incendio.
Как нам тебя пиздить? О, повалили. Пипец он живучий, конечно. Как мало ему сносит древняя магия, жесть. Давай, откисай, братью.
Nothing like an angry troll to bring friends together. The final canvas piece to the triptych. We've done it.
Isadora should not have had to keep all this secret.
I know from the memories I've seen that the Keepers and Isadora didn't see eye to eye on the use of ancient magic. But I don't understand why she seems to have gone to such great lengths to tell her story without their knowledge.
I wish you could see one of her memories.
So do I.
Perhaps completing the triptych will shed more light on all of this.
Revelio. Huh. Another pensive.
This is what we've been chasing.
I wonder.
What is it?
Let's find out.
Так, еще одно воспоминание. Это ее, что ли? Исидора? С шляпой прям окунулся. Как она из отца вытаскивала эту боль.
I cannot bring my brother back, Father. But I can give you peace. Please, have a seat.
Но это мы уже видели.
Isadora, we are all most intrigued to hear.
We're ready. I've something to show you. Father, these are my colleagues from Hogwarts. Father hasn't spoken since my brother died. On my travels, I confirmed that which I've always believed. That we have the power to take away pain.
Isadora. What have you done?
I took his pain.
Thank you.
Заговорил.
That worked?
It did indeed.
Of course it did. It's goblin silver.
I need something much bigger.
All right. It would help if you could tell me more about what it is you're storing.
Magic. Left over from a spell I devised to remove pain, but if used correctly, its power can be used to do even more good.
Why would you want to store such magic away?
I only need to keep it safe until I can convince my colleagues of its worth. Magic like this unnerves some.
Not everyone's ready to wield such power.
Perhaps not. But someone will be.
Ну да, это та магия, которую применяют гоблины. Ранрок именно.
I knew it. I knew there was a way to help Anne.
Something isn't right, Sebastian.
What do you mean? You saw what she did.
No, not the memories, the portrait. I think the reason Isadora hasn't appeared is because she can't.
I don't follow.
We have seen that view before. The abandoned home in Felcroft, the destroyed painting. It was her.
So someone destroyed a bit of enchanted canvas, but we found the memory.
Yes, you're right.
We saw what she wanted us to see. We saw what she could do, what you can do.
But I don't know how to do what Isadora did.
Well, then you shall learn. The Keepers can teach you.
I'm not sure that they would. The Keepers believe that removing someone's ability to feel pain, it's a highly complicated, unpredictable form of magic. One that should be wielded with great care. If at all.
If at all? You've overcome all of their challenges. You've more than proven yourself. You can wield it. You have the ability.
For sure, for sure.
Please. Talk to the Keepers. If not for me, then for Anne.
Согласился, даже без выбора, смотрите. Окей.
Why did the Keepers want to keep Isadora quiet?